last show before football season starts? How do I put this in the proper context?
It's the penultimate. Tomorrow's the last show. Today's the second to last show of the football offseason.
The
penultimate. Just don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, it's the penultimate. It's the penultimate. And no, seriously. And tomorrow, yeah, we got a big preview with BJ Rains right at this time, actually, where we're going to preview the Boise State football season like we haven't already. And then Monday, Prater, the practice schedule is out. They emailed it to us today. Prater on the ball game will be at a lot of practices this year, maybe all of them if we want, Prater. And that came out, so we're all ready to go. Welcome our video audience to Idaho Sports Talk and talking quarterbacks for the next 20, 25 minutes. And wow, for all the reasons that Boise State has a lot of hype attached to this season, whether it's Genty and whatnot, gosh, the opposing quarterbacks, this is like reverse hype. Outside of Dillon Gabriel, we're going to go one by one here in a second, Prater, but I just want your quick synopsis. Like, I think you called it in hour one of you've been following Boise State football for 30 years, and you don't ever remember a worse lineup of opposing quarterbacks for a football team to face.
Yeah, especially in the FBS era, and there probably is. I didn't go back and research every Boise State starting quarterback of every single game for the last 20 years, but this is certainly on that list, and it's really, 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 really bad. And it does give Boise State hope when you get this deep into the offseason and we've regurgitated so much information and you're looking for more. Now you kind of look at the opponents and the schedule, and we're getting really close to a kickoff. We're 36 days away or whatever it is till kickoff. And all of a sudden you think, oh, Georgia Southern. I heard that coach talking about his quarterback, and they stink. Portland State, whatever. Washington State, Utah State. We went to Big Mountain West Media Days in Vegas, and every single quarterback or coach there was talking about their quarterback situation, except for maybe one or two, and they're all competitions. Boise State, we're going to take a look at their schedule and their opposing quarterbacks. 5 of the 12 opponents have a quarterback settled. 7 are completely undecided. I think out of the 12 teams that Boise State's going to face this year, I'm going to say only 3 of them have a good quarterback. Dillon Gabriel obviously is a great quarterback. The Portland State kid is a good FCS quarterback. And I have to love the Hawaii quarterback, Byron Shager, because I voted him number 1 in my all-conference preseason quarterback spot, but I wasn't confident about that. Throw a dart at a bunch of mediocre quarterbacks, and which one do you stick with? So I got to stick with him. After that ball game, I don't see anything here.
Yeah, I want one word from you guys describing the path of quarterbacks that defensively Boise State's going to be facing this season, in a season with high expectations, want to find a way to put themselves in a position to be in that CFP conversation if they win the Mountain West. And, the opposing quarterbacks, not a lot of guys, unless they really pop and some guy comes out of nowhere. And that happens all the time in college football, but it's going to have to happen in one of these situations. And it doesn't happen as often, maybe, as you might think.
Yeah, and a couple of these guys will. We're going to talk. We're going to go through the schedule here. We're going to just fly through it real quick and kind of give you the quarterback update and where it stands. And a couple of these guys will absolutely emerge. But don't forget to attach the reality of what we're talking about. What did we spend the entire offseason talking about when it comes to Boise State's biggest concern? The back half of its pass defense, or the pass defense in general, the back half of its defense. Based on what we saw last year, I wouldn't be overly intimidated by any quarterback you see this year, again, outside of Dillon Gabriel.
All right, JP, give me some college football theme background music. Let me pump this up a little bit, and I'm going to say the team. Mike Prater's going to tell us the quarterback situation. We'll comment back and forth, but week 1, I like this music, JP. Georgia Southern, Boise State, what are they going into quarterback-wise with the Eagles?
Clay Helton at Media Days kept using the word competition, depth. I need separation. That's never good. He mentioned 4 quarterbacks by last name: Dallas, French, Williams, and Budge. He did not mention the Boise State transfer, Colton Fitzgerald. Out of those 4 quarterbacks that he's mentioned, 4 quarterbacks last year, they combined to throw 16 passes. 4 of them combined to throw 16 passes. He's got 4 quarterbacks in camp right now.
Yeah.
And none of them are starters. None of them have any experience. Dallas, French, Williams, and Budge. It sounds like a really good law firm downtown.
Dallas, French, Williams, and Budge.
But
Okay.
I'm not intimidated by them as a quarterback group.
Yeah, Georgia Southern. Okay, so nothing so far. Week 2 in Eugene. Obviously, Dillon Gabriel and the Oregon Ducks.
You think he might be the best quarterback in all of college football this year, ball game? Who do you like?
Well, he's got 15,000 passing yards and 125 touchdown passes. He's a Heisman candidate. I'm going to say no because I don't think he's a massive NFL talent caliber guy, and that's kind of where I look for with college football quarterbacks. But what a terrific college quarterback. He's almost as good as any quarterback in America, and I'm still trying to do the research. If the Oregon beats Boise State, is Dillon Gabriel the first quarterback in FBS Boise State history that can raise his hand and say as a starter, he's beat Boise State twice because he did it at UCF a few years earlier?
Possibly. And certainly we talked about this earlier in the show. He has a chance to break Bo Nix's record. Last year, Bo Nix finishes with 61 career starts at Oregon. Not all of them at Oregon, obviously, but he finished his career there. Here comes Dillon Gabriel. He has 49 career starts. He's positioned to break that record. Oregon with back-to-back the most experienced quarterbacks in college football history.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. All right, Prater, after a bye week, it's the week 4 home opener against the Portland State Vikings and Dante Sachere.
Yeah, close. You were close.
Dante Sachere.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, haga-laga. Dante Sachere. Prater, he's FCS, but he's experienced.
He is FCS, and he's good, but he's not FBS, scary, intimidation good. 6'3", 200 pounds, dual threat. He started 22 straight games for Portland State. He is a pro prospect. He might be one of only 1 or 2 or 3 pro prospects that Boise State will face this year. He's got 3,500 passing yards and 35 touchdowns. He's rushed for 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns in his career. Dante Sachere is a good FCS quarterback. It's not going to make a difference in a game against Boise State on the blue.
All right, Prater. Now, gosh, quarterback, their fan base thinks so. Man, look at all the players the Washington State Cougars have developed at that position. And, Boise State fan, you're lucky this game doesn't have Cam Ward's name on it. He's making $1 million at the U. Prater, what the hell are the Cougs doing at quarterback?
Yeah, they got a couple to replace Cam Ward. And is it John Mateer?
Mateer.
Yeah, John Mateer and Zevi Eckhouse are the 2 quarterbacks. Zevi Eckhouse is a transfer from Bryant. Their coach at Media Days said this competition is wide open. Mateer is back for his 3rd season. He's a great fast runner, but he can't really throw. I don't know much about Zevi Eckhouse other than he's a transfer from Bryant. I don't know what a Bryant football team is.
FCS.
Bryant. What the hell is a Bryant?
It's a really low-level college basketball program, too. I know, man.
Bryant. I'm not scared. I'm not intimidated. Next.
Okay. Prater, after that, Washington State, not up to par this year for the Cougs. Utah State, and they have so many issues in Logan. It's sad, to be honest, but Prater, quarterback isn't one.
Yeah, Spencer Petras has already been named the starter, which I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know if Nate Dreiling continues to honor that commitment, but Petras was announced the starter in spring, if I remember right.
Yeah.
They have like 5 quarterbacks, including CJ Tiller and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on in Logan. I'm not sure what's going on with Utah State. I know the Aggies have a starting quarterback. Spencer Petras, a transfer coming in, is not that good of a quarterback. I am not worried about that guy at all.
I want your percentage that CJ Tiller is the starting quarterback for Utah State on October 5th.
0.
I
think he's like 3rd and 4th on the depth chart right now, guys.
They didn't put him in the college football video game.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to grind hard, and I'm not sure how many opportunities he's going to get. Hopefully, by the time he's done, he's going to get a chance to play.
All right, Hawaii. We said yesterday, Prater, gosh, when Hawaii was cool and they had edge and they had swagger and they had toughness, it was fun to have them in Boise State's league. That was the WAC. This is the Mountain West. Hawaii. A lot of issues for Timmy Chang, but again, quarterback might not be one of them.
I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's got the best returning stats in the Mountain West, and that's why I voted him number 1 all-conference going into the preseason. They put 4 or 5 quarterbacks out there. They were all okay. Nobody from Boise State, and I thought Shager was the best. He definitely had the best stats. He's got a bad team. I'm not really going to be fired up too much about this guy. I think he's pretty good. He's going to make some plays. He's going to be a quarterback to keep an eye on. But Braden Shager, or Shags, as the coach likes to say, he'll be good, but I'm not too much worried about that guy.
I would say, and I don't say this often, 0% chance.
Whoa!
Old Shags arms the Rainbow Warriors to a victory over Boise State on the island on October 12th.
Agreed.
All right, Prater, UNLV. Oh, Barry Odom, our boy. He lost their quarterback, Maeva. He might not even win the job at USC.
Weird.
Anyway, UNLV. Holy cross?
Holy Sluka. They got a grad transfer, Haji Malik Williams, a grad transfer, Matthew Sluka, who's Johnny's favorite player just based on the name. And then they got a senior quarterback in Cameron Friel. We talked to Coach Odoms at media days. Those are the three names he threw out. And he said it's a competition, and he's going to stop right there. So I think it's 3-3-3. We'll see how these guys go. They're all, between them, that's 100 years of quarterback. That's about 62, 3, 4, 5 years old of quarterbacks. And I'm not sure they have one. So I think UNLV is going to be pretty good, but I don't think it'll be unless one of these guys really, really rises to the occasion.
Let's go San Diego State. Speaking of rising to the occasion, at least kind of the pedigree, the transfer portal resume might be there for the Aztecs with Sean Lewis at quarterback, man.
You mean Florida State and Colorado? Florida State and Colorado's leftovers. A.J. Duffy is the Florida State transfer. He was there for 2 years. He was 2 of 7.
Yep.
And he is a former 4-star guy, so he's got some potential. And then this O'Neal kid, he's a true frosh. He flipped from Colorado to San Diego State to follow Sean Lewis there. So that's a pretty good deal. Again, A.J. Duffy, O'Neal, I think is it John O'Neal? I think it's John O'Neal. I forget his first name, but there's a nice quarterback battle there. I think they're going to be better than San Diego State quarterbacks have been in the past, but I still think that that's going to be a liability for that offense.
Yeah, okay, Prater. Now we get to, more transfers. Another one from Colorado State and another one from Florida State. San Diego State, you have an ex-Seminole and possible CU Buffalo. Prater, Choate's got the same deal in Nevada, huh?
Yeah, Chubba Purdy, you love this guy.
Yes.
He's in his 5th season. 2 years at Florida State, 2 years at Nebraska. He's attempted 163 passes, so he's going to be one of the more experienced quarterbacks coming in. But check this out, 52%. And he's thrown 6 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. This Brendan Lewis guy is also coming in. He is not that much better. Joe was talking about these 2 quarterbacks at media days, but today on the first day of camp, he allowed some of his quarterbacks to talk. One of them was Chubba Purdy, and then he brought a third guy in to talk to the media today. I don't know what that means, if he's sending a message. This might be a mess. I think the quarterback situation in Reno is going to be a complete total disaster.
Well, the guy, Brendan Lewis, he was there last year, and they were 2-10, and he stunk with that coaching staff. I don't know what's going to work out in Reno either, Prater, but there's how many 3-man quarterback competitions are going on in the Mountain West this year? Boise State fan, are you serious on this? We're going through, if you're just joining us, these are every quarterback that's going to stand in Boise State's way of getting where it wants to be on the first Friday night or Saturday in December, hosting the Mountain West Championship. Prater, let's go to San Jose State, where, to be honest, over the last 5 years, no school in the Mountain West has had more efficient quarterback play than the Spartans. They went from Nick Starkel to our boy Chevin Cordero. What do they have this year?
How about 6? I couldn't get his right answer, and I did not talk to Nia Matalolo.
You got it, Nia Matalolo.
I did not talk to him about his quarterbacks at media days. I did read a report the other day, and I don't know if it's true or not. I checked to see if all these guys are on the roster, and they are. This report said all 6 quarterbacks are in play right now.
What?
Get Brown, Ward, Croughton, Lee, and Butterfield. Are you kidding me? Butterfield is my mother's maiden name.
I like him.
I'm rooting for Jay Butterfield.
Me too. He's former Oregon Duck transfer.
Yeah.
They liked him out of high school coming into Oregon. Butterfield might have a shot there. Emmett Brown, I mean, is this Back to the Future or what? Did I see that right, JP?
What does that mean? Is he a character in that movie?
The movie Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd's character, the guy that drives the DeLorean, Dr. Emmett Brown.
Wow.
And I'm looking today, San Jose State has a quarterback named Emmett Brown who transferred from Wazoo. So a little Back to the Future puns, they're going to be all over the place. Whoever calls San Jose State on the CW, I imagine that's where you're going to find most of Spartan football. Whoever they're going to have on that, man, a lot of Back to the Future references. Prater, if I was on the call that game, could you imagine how bad that would be if you gave me Emmett Brown out there? It would be Back to the Future line after another, but not a lot of hope.
You would lose me, and I'm not sure Emmett Brown's going to even win the starting job.
No, there's 6 guys. Are you kidding me? Niamatololo? Niamato what? Here we go. That was a bad joke, too. JP's laughing, though. Thank you. Wyoming, Prater.
Evan Swoboda. Gosh, dang it. I can never get it right. Swoboda?
Yep.
Swoboda. Evan Swoboda. Snow College transfer. This guy's, he's been named the starter, 6'5", 245. He's a big dude. Last year, 23 of 38 with no touchdowns, 1 interception, only 1 start. I guess they're going to say there's some hope with a new coach and this quarterback and some other position groups in Wyoming. I don't see it right now. Maybe they're the team that proves it. We'll see. Right now, I'm not too worried about a transfer from Snow College.
Wyoming, Swoboda, and he's in the upper half of quarterbacks they might be facing this year. We finalize it with, could this be the ultimate trap game? Black Friday on the blue against Oregon State. And of course, we're going here. Basically, it's an ex-Vandal versus a longtime backup program kid, right, Prater?
Yeah, and they brought in a transfer from Missouri, too. It's another 3-person competition. No decisions have been made. It is your boy, Giovanni McCoy. This Gulbranson kid is in his 4th season. Very limited opportunities there at Oregon State. And then this Johnson kid, who's a transfer from Missouri. Once again, that's just kind of the poster boy of Mountain West football. Just a whole bunch of open competitions, a whole bunch of quarterbacks that really don't have a lot of hope, a lot of great results. I know McCoy was great at the FCS level, but it's the FCS. And again, if I'm Boise State, I'm not overly intimidated.
What did that do? 208-424-9300. Maybe you've done your own homework as well, but just hearing me and Prater put it together for 20 minutes like that, week in, week out. And I mean, how many crazy things are going to happen? Not that many to where all of a sudden we're going to look back into this. I'm going to say, oh, Prater, remember when we did that segment about the quarterbacks in the Mountain West sucking and they turned out to be really, really good? I don't think we're going to have that conversation here. Maybe a couple will surprise us, but there might be some guys that we think will be decent that surprise us the other way too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait to see how it plays out, but right now, not a lot of hope.
One word describing the path of quarterbacks Boise State defense will face this season. Text the Cloverdale Plumbing text line 208-424-9300. From Mountain West quarterbacks to NFL quarterbacks from the Mountain West. Prater in the ball game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.